Beautiful butterfly April's journey. Shalom, sis. Mm. Top of the day, beautiful people. That's all right. Yahoo Grand Rising, Vinay, greetings. Take the hey, girl, hey. Please lift your mother up. She was taken to the hospital this morning. We will, sis. Set apart living, grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. Okay, y'all. Matter of fact, let's just say a quick prayer for Tikva's mom. Father, we thank you, first of all, for another day. We thank you, Father, that Tikva's mother, that she's ultimately in the care of your hands. We ask that you bless all the staff that are caring for her while they're figuring out how to stabilize her, to help her to continue on with her purpose and your plans heal for her life. We thank you for her healing in advance. And we just ask you that while she's there, you minister to her heart, you speak to her, teach her those things that she did not know, help her to increase her faith, and not just her, but all of those around her and assigned to her care. Let her light shine, let your light shine through her. Thank you. Hey, babe. All right, y'all. Happy Saturday. Oh, you can only see half my face on Facebook. I just asked you if you was coughing a few minutes ago. I took the honey upstairs, babe. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, we'll go ahead back up there. All right, y'all. All right. Today is Saturday. Happy Saturday, beautiful people. October the 22nd, 2022, day 243 of year 4, reading through the books of the Law and the Prophets. Another 4-year consecutive day count, day 1262. Today, we are finishing up the book of discipline. And technically, this is the end of Oahspe, right? The next book, the book of knowledge or the book of Aranathan, actually begins the appendix, which is the no, hold on. Aranathan A. Yeah, hold on. The appendix, then hold on. It's Book of Knowledge, Book of Aranathan, appendix. Okay. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm looking at this right. The titles is kind of threw me off. Yeah, okay. So the next one, Book of Knowledge, it has Book of Knowledge and Book of Aranathan, but on page 765 is Book of Aranathan or Light from Heaven. Okay. So let's just call the appendix. It's I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, this is literally the last chapter, and the rest of it is just addendums or appendix, which is actually a part of it. It was included in the original plates the original inspiration of this. And at first it didn't make the second printing, right? But then in this third printing, it was added back in and added to the back of it or whatever, right? But anyway, we'll figure it out. But we'll be done with this in about a week, all of it, and we'll be starting over, y'all. All right, so we're picking back up in the book of discipline on page 743 with chapter 9. Okay. See if I can. Oh, hold on, let me add it. Okay. All right. Jamia, shalom. Kendra, shalom, shalom. All right, y'all. So let's just get started. Oh, before I get started, I got in touch with New Mexico University where they have the John Lant place. All right. I talked to him yesterday, and go figure, the guy that I talked to, his name is John. And I was calling about the John Lant place, right? The original place. Listen. I told him I was doing some research on the Oahspe, right? He said, okay. I said, now I found out, I said online that they said that the original John Lant plates are located there and we could come look at them under supervision. I said, my question to you is, what does under supervision mean? He said, okay. He said, well, he said, we would go pull them. He said, matter of fact, he looked it up for me. He said, yes, we have it here. And he said, well, what would happen is when you come, we would go get the file because it's an archives. They would go get the file, and there's a room that we would sit in to look over the material, and somebody would be in there with us. He said it's not like we'll be sitting there breathing down your neck or standing over your shoulder. He said it's a desk in there for one of us or whoever is going to supervise the research. We got a desk, and we'll be sitting at work and doing our daily thing while you or whoever comes and looks over the material. I said, okay, cool. He said that's just for security measures, just to make sure the materials don't get damaged or walk away. I said, understandable. I said, now let me ask you this. I said, it can't be checked out, can it? He said, nope. I said, okay. I said, can we make copies? He said, you absolutely can. I'm like, yes. I said, okay. I said, he said the copies, he said for a few cents per page, you can make as many copies of whatever you would like. I said, okay, thank you. I said, do you have an electronic copy of it? And so he said, give me a moment. He had to look it up. He said some things they did and some things they didn't, right? So he specifically looked up the John Lant plates and he said, no, unfortunately, I'm sorry. We don't have an electronic copy of this. He said, so the only way you would get this is actually coming to get it. Or he said you could actually, he said, we'll allow you to bring your phone and take pictures if you don't want to make copies or pay the money to get the copies printed. He said, you can bring your phone and take as many pictures of whatever you would like. I said, great. Thank you for that. I said, okay, one more question. I said, I am all the way in Virginia. And it's definitely going to be quite a few weeks before I can get out there and actually come check out this material for myself. I said, if I needed someone to make a copy or someone there, say I can't get anybody there, would you guys be able to um, do an electronic copy for me? He said, if you're at all finding trouble making it here, just give us a call, stay in touch with us. I'm sure we can arrange something. Just let us know exactly what portions that you would need, and we can accommodate. We can see if we can get the copies of what you need and either email it to you, or if you would like it mailed to you, we can also do that. But that is also at a little cost. I was like, thank you so much. I will be keeping in touch, John. He said, no problem. And I was like, yes. And of course, I had to call my mama, like, right back and tell her what had happened. So, guys, we can make copies of this. I really want copies. First of all, I want to exhaust all my resources. And I know probably ain't nobody here, but I'm going to just ask again, is anybody in New Mexico? Do anybody know anybody in New Mexico that wouldn't mind what is close to it's close, and I posted the address to where it's at. It's at the university. New Mexico University. Hold on. Where's my note? Why didn't this do that? Nah, I don't want to do it on my phone. But anyway, if you go to the community section, I posted it in the community section. Um, the last post that I posted is in there. Hold on, let me see. Is it? I don't know why my iPad sometimes is so slow to add my notes when I do it from my phone or my laptop. I don't know. Maybe I need to restart this too. I don't know. But anyway, it's there. I'll repost it today so y'all can see. But then I was trying to get the hold on, let me just pull it up right here. Exactly. That's what I was looking for. The name of where it's being held. Oahspe. New Mexico State University Archives and Special Collections Center. Yeah, and it has the address in here. It's in Los. Am I saying this right? Cruces, Las Cruces, New Mexico. So if you know anybody there in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and they know where the university is at, you know, they need gas money. They want to. I don't care. I'll pay a little fee if somebody is there. I will pay them to go there and do this for me. It is gonna be a while before I could get there. So I'm just trying to check and see first. If not, I guess I'm gonna have to call back and work out something with them to see if they can just, we can just do this exchange electronically. But I want to check first. Maybe, bless somebody. I give you something. If you live there, I'll hook you up. Because still, you either gonna have to email it to me. You know what? You had to put it in the mail, whatever. I'll send the money for all that if you there. But if not, I'm thinking, because I don't know that I'm gonna be able to find anybody. And then again, I might, but I'm thinking already that I might just have to work with them directly and get this done. So of course, when I get it, I'm gonna read it to y'all. We're gonna read the what's left of the John Lant plates. Okay. Oahspe College University. Shalom, shalom. Hold on, y'all. Let me go back. Please post. Yeah, go to the go to the community section. The last post I posted. Yeah, thank you, Jamil. It's already there. I gotta post some more stuff for y'all too. I think that was it. You know what? Written in Hebrew. I did not ask that question. I'm gonna say it wasn't. Right? I'm gonna say it wasn't because here's what I understand. When you have inspiration coming upon you, that inspiration comes upon you in what you can understand. He lived in America, right? So unless I'm wrong, I would think he would have typed that out in English. He had an American typewriter, right? So I want to say it was typed in English. So, Oahspe College University. Yes, I know she be right. He making it all possible for us. Okay, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, y'all. Page 743, chapter 9. The Roman numeral is IX, just in case you have an electronic version, and the subtitle under chapter 9 is God showeth who is and who is not prepared to enter Jehovah's kingdom on earth. Whoso hath said, hold on. Yeah. Hey. I know y'all got all the toys and y'all excited, but can y'all just keep the voices down a little bit? Thank you. Okay. Whoso hath said, I have searched my heart and mind, and now before Jehovah I desire to live a higher life. I desire to put away my selfishness and passions and sentiments of unrighteousness and unclean thoughts and words. I desire more to serve others than myself. I desire no possessions, nor preference over another, nor to be a leader, nor a chief. Let me pause because I forgot to give the adoration. Father, you are intelligence exemplified. Okay, let's pick back up. Let me go back. Matter of fact, let me just start over because I should have did it before I started. Verse 1. Whoso hath said, I have searched my heart and mind, and now before Jehovah I desire to live a higher life. I desire to put away my selfishness and passions and sentiments of unrighteousness and unclean thoughts and words. I desire more to serve others than myself. I desire no passions nor preference over another, nor to be a leader nor a chief. I want to discipline myself not to speak of myself. I would learn to speak truth only. I would that I were affiliative. I desire to do good unto others continually. I long for association. I will not criticize any person nor censor them or find fault with them. I will conform to the rights and discipline of the fraternity. I will fulfill my covenants with Jehovah with all my wisdom and strength. I renounce isolated labor. I renounce the unorganized world. I renounce the Uzians. I consecrate myself to Jehovah. I give up all unto him. What I do henceforth shall be by and through the fraternity in his name. Then that man is prepared to enter the Father. Then that man is prepared to enter the Father's kingdom. But these are not prepared to enter the kingdom, who say, I want a home for comfort's sake and where I may lead an easy life. Okay. Okay, let me go back up to verse 19. Okay, 19 was just letting us know that what we had just read, those men that do those things, those are the ones that are prepared to enter the Father's kingdom. Verse 20, but these are not prepared to enter the Father's kingdom who say, I want a home for comfort's sake and where I may lead an easy life. I desire this because I shall have opportunity to improve myself. I desire this because I cannot care for myself and that I may be cared for, where I may shirk responsibilities. Weigh this matter, O man, and be thy own judge as to whether thou art prepared in heart and soul. Yes, y'all. Hey, there's a little bit. Damn. Thank you. Verse 24. Weigh this matter, O man, and be thine own judge as to whether thou art prepared in heart and soul. Neither flatter thyself that thou canst come in unprepared and not be discovered. That's good. Weigh this matter, O man, and be thine own judge as to whether thou art prepared in heart and soul. Neither flatter thyself that thou canst come in unprepared and not be discovered. For soon or late, thine inmost thoughts will become known, and the fraternity will not be thy place. To put away flesh food is easy, but to put away dark thoughts and words, who can do this in a day? Ooh. And I know that to be true because sometimes it's hard trying to get the mind under control. It really is, but it's with discipline and consistency and patience with your own self, you'll get there. Eventually. Oh, I still have problems with some stuff. A lot of stuff. Chapter 10 or chapter X. God revealeth the cure for remorse. Be patient, O man, with thy neighbor and thy brother. Many men are far short in righteousness and without strength to accomplish to the extent the mind conceives, and for having done wrong, suffer lamentably with none to relieve them, for which reason thou shalt provide them honorable comfort. In olden time, such ones confessed to a priest, and he pardoned them, whereby they were quieted and relieved of great distress. In a later time, it was said, confess ye one another. But in this day, neither of these is compatible with the intelligence of such as shall be of Jehovah's kingdom. If then a man have remorse for having wronged a brother or neighbor, he shall so acknowledge it to that member, and this shall be restitution, even as if the wrong had not been committed. But if he hath wronged the community, then he shall acknowledge it to the whole assembly, and that shall be restitution, even as if the wrong had not been committed. So don't bring your kids down here and sit them at the feet of Jesus, right? I'm gonna go tell Jesus I'm sorry, and then you just gonna have to deal with him. I'm gonna let him take the matter with you. No, Go ahead and leave your little gifts and prayers right there. Going back there and go talk to them directly. That's something I agree with. That's, I don't disagree with everything in the New Testament, but there are some things that are golden, right? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, remember, right? Listen, I'll read this again. Verse 6, in a latter time it was said, confess ye one another. But in this day, neither of these is compatible with the intelligence of such as shall be of Jehovah's kingdom. If then a man have remorse for having wronged a brother or a neighbor, he shall so acknowledge it to that member, and this shall be restitution, even as if the wrong had not been committed. But if he hath wronged the community, then he shall acknowledge it to the whole assembly, and that shall be restitution, even as if the wrong had not been committed. And in either case, guys, just a little bit, take it back down. And in either case, he shall not take further sorrow or remorse or shame, nor shall any member ever speak of the matter afterward, save to comfort him. But in all cases, confession, y'all know it's the weekend, grandbabies is here, so excuse the noise in my background, the extra noise. Verse 10, and in either case, he shall not take further sorrow or remorse or shame, nor shall any member ever speak of the matter afterward, save to comfort him. But in all cases, confession shall be made in the name of Jehovah, and forgiveness likewise. But whoso seeketh to justify himself, or to make it appear that he was but partly culpable, or that another led him into it, that man shall not be forgiven. See, I wouldn't have did it if such and such hadn't pushed me over the edge. All right, because that wasn't the forefront of my mind. It's like they always add a excuse to the apology on why they did it. Or somebody say, "Well, I'm sorry," but when you say "but," it negates the first thing you just said. You might as well just not even say the first part and just got to what you really wanted to say, right? It should be no buts on apologies or going to confession. It should be no buts. If you got a but to add to it, you ain't ready to give the apology. It needs to come deep down from your sha-na-na. It needs to be sincere, right? Listen, let's read it again. Verse 11. But in all cases, confession shall be made in the name of Jehovah, and forgiveness likewise. But whoso seeketh to justify himself, or to make it appear that he was but partly culpable, or that another led him into it, that man shall not be forgiven. If he were led into it, then he who led him knoweth it, and shall exonerate him. Whoso Jehovah hath created in proximity, as to time, country, place, and association, the same shall not be far distant on many occasions in the next world. And in the time to come, they shall be as if in a house of glass, and all the deeds done while immortality shall be read as if in an open book. Children, would you all like to go upstairs to the loft where you can talk as loud as you want to? Jace! You hear what I just said? No, because I know you didn't, because you were talking just as loud as I was talking. Take it down. Y'all want to go upstairs to the loft where you can talk as loud as you want? Okay, then you got to keep it down here in the morning while Cookie doing this. Y'all know this every morning. Anita Shalom Shebrew. Look, girl, they just being children, right? We got to adjust while they learn, right? Okay, verse 12, page 744. If he were led into it, then he who led him knoweth it, and shall exonerate him. Whoso Jehovah hath created in proximity, as to time, country, place, and association, the same shall not be far distant on many occasions in the next world. And in time to come, they shall be as if in a house of glass, and all the deeds done while immortality shall be read as if in an open book. For which reason thou shalt not tarry by the way when thou hast wronged any man or the community, but go quickly and confess, that thy spirit become pure in the sight of Jehovah. Though thou grieve, saying, shall I humble myself? I say unto thee, this is godliness. This is godliness, for it is the purification of thy soul and the beginning of power. Right? Think about how people act when they know they're guilty about something. It's impossible for them to be free. It is, even in their thoughts, how they relate to people. Right, but once people, I got to get this off my chest. Once they get it out, it literally is a purification of your soul. Like you become free, like all that was clogging you up, keeping you from not opening your mouth, it's washed away. Confession is a washing of your soul and your spirit, right? Like literally, right? Like the water washes your body, that is a washing of your soul. That's good. Let me just read this over again, y'all. Jamia, did I say what day she was changing? The day we're changing is the day I'm changing the time to an hour earlier is the very first day that we start Oahspe over. I can't give you the exact day yet because we still got like this appendix to read. But the very next day after we get done reading the appendix, as we get closer, I'll be able to actually pinpoint the day. But right now, because we're not doing like 4 chapters a day, if we were doing like exactly 4 chapters a day, I could calculate it and tell you, okay, we're gonna start over on this day. But because we're reading until time is up, I can't give you a very specific day until I know for a certain that tomorrow is gonna be the last day because we only got a couple pages left, right? But I can give you the exact day. But we're gonna be, just in case you missed it, we have to move our time back by an hour. So instead of 7:15 during the week, it's gonna be 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until, right? That's gonna be our new time. But the weekend time at 7:30 will stay the same. And the backup channel time at noon will stay the same, right? Sometimes the backup channel is uploaded a little bit earlier. Sometimes it may upload a little bit later, depending on the processing of YouTube, right? So it's always recorded. If you can't make the lives, just know it's gonna be there, right? So, all right, let me reread this. I'm gonna go back to Bella. Stop. Oh, Tickler, you didn't. Okay, so yesterday I explained. Yeah, I know. 7:15 is already early for some people, but the it's time for us to adjust, right? So for the last 4 years, we've been 7:15 faithfully, 7:15 ish, right? Depending on how soon or late I get in here, right? But that's been the time. But because of the way things are changing with our business and everything, and if you were here like at the beginning of summer, I had mentioned it a couple times that by the end of the summer we're going to be changing our time, possibly I said definitely by the end of September, right? But we a little bit after September now, the change must occur, right? So I'm just kind of adjusting things on the back end, so at least until we get done with this first reading, because we're literally almost done, right? So I'm just kind of working things, these next few days, and like just making it work. But yeah, I have to shift, so the time management and all that. So but yeah, oh, what y'all talking about? Y'all get me sidetracked. What y'all talking about? I'll come back. um oh, a 7-hour video by Lions Den. I don't know why I ain't see it. I'm gonna have to go back. I don't. That's one I probably had to listen to while I'm doing other stuff. Okay, let me go back. Let me focus. Go back to page 743, chapter 10, verse 10. In either case, he shall not take further sorrow or remorse or shame, nor shall any member ever speak of the matter afterward, save to comfort him. But in all cases, confession shall be made in the name of Jehovah, and forgiveness likewise. But whoso seeketh to justify himself, or to make it appear that he was but partly culpable, or that another led him into it, that man shall not be forgiven. But if he were led into it, then he who led him knoweth it, and shall exonerate him. Whoso Jehovah hath created in proximity as to time, country, place, and association. The same shall not be far distant on many occasions in the next world. And in the time to come, they shall be as if in a house of glass, and all the deeds done, while immortality shall be read as if in an open book. For which reason thou shalt not tarry by the way when thou hast wronged any man or the community, but go quickly and confess that thy spirit become pure in the sight of Jehovah. Though thou grieve, saying, shall I humble myself? I say unto thee, this is godliness, for it is the purification of thy soul and the beginning of power. But if a man wrong himself, as by pollution, dissipation, or otherwise, this is sin against Jehovah, and to him shall he confess privately, making a covenant with his creator to do so no more, which if he keep, then the wrong is forgiven him, and he shall have peace of soul. How about I never heard this put this way before? So when you sin, the only time you go to repent to the Father is if you're violating your own body, right? Because remember, it's his gift that he gave to you. It don't belong to you. He didn't give you didn't give yourself life, right? And it's not yours to take away. When you sin against yourself, against your body, things that destroy you, it's only to the creator that you confess. But when you sin against anybody else, it's to them that you go to ask for forgiveness. Listen, verse 15. Let me look. Let's 14. For which reason thou shalt not tarry by the way when thou hast wronged any man or the community, but go quickly and confess that thy spirit become pure in the sight of Jehovah. Though thou grieve, saying, shall I humble myself? I say this unto thee, this is godliness, for it is the purification, of thyself and the beginning of power. But if a man wrong himself, as by pollution, dissipation, or otherwise, this is sin against Jehovah, and to him shall he confess privately, making a covenant with his creator to do so no more, which if he keep, then the wrong is forgiven him, and he shall have peace of soul. Wow. Next chapter. Chapter 11, or chapter XI. The subtitle is God showeth that the renunciation of the Uzzians is necessary. Or the Uzzians were people, but when it says Uzzians or Uz, it's also talking about like a state of mind, a state of being. It's anything Uz or Uzzians is darkness, or those who operate in darkness, separated from the Creator, right? Or like the church will say, Satan, right? Hearken, O man, to the discourse of thy God upon the second resurrection in heaven, and apply thou these principles to founding Jehovah's kingdom on earth. Many come to my holy place, saying, hear me, O God, I am weary of the first resurrection and of the earth. Open the gates of paradise unto thy servant. And I say unto them, whoso will put aside all that is below shall dwell in this heaven. But whoso cannot in heart and mind and soul renounce all that is below is not prepared to enter. Remember, because you can't take no shenanigans to the second resurrection or higher, my G. Verse 4. No, let me read 3 again. And I say unto them, whoso will put aside all that is below shall dwell in this heaven. But whoso cannot in heart and mind and soul renounce all that is below is not prepared to enter. Hath not Jehovah said on earth, husband and wife shall be the model and key of my kingdom? Yo, hold up. Okay. Hath not Jehovah said on earth, husband and wife shall be the model and key of my kingdom? As a woman forsaketh father, mother, brother, and sister, and becometh one with her husband, so do they of the first resurrection forsake all the earth and the lowest heaven in order to become one with the kingdom of thy God. For save the mind and heart be one with my holy place, the love of improvement will also depart out of that man's soul. I'm going to read that again. That just made a that the whole marriage is a mystery thing. That just gave a little bit of insight to the mystery that should become apparent, right? At least it becomes apparent to those who've been married, who get through them first few rocky years while you're meshing. Like when you get married, you are not already one, right? You become, and becoming is a process. The only thing that way you can become one in an instant is being intimate. Your bodies become one, right? But as in spirit and soul and union, the becoming, and they shall become one, that is a process that happens over time, right? And a lot of people, they clock out forever in more ways than one. Listen. Hath not Jehovah said on earth, husband and wife shall be the model and key of my kingdom? As woman forsaketh father, mother, brother, and sister, and becometh one with her husband, so do they of the first resurrection forsake all the earth and the look. Oh, brides and bride. Oh my gosh, this is just. Hold on, hold on. I got so many things coming to my mind. As a woman forsaketh father, mother, brother, and sister, and becometh one with her husband, so do they of the first resurrection forsake all the earth and the lowest heaven in order to become one with the kingdom of thy God. For save the mind and heart be one with my holy place, the love of improvement will also depart out of that man's soul. That last half of that sentence, listen. The love of improvement will also depart out of that man's soul. For save the mind and heart be one with my holy place. The love of improvement will also depart out of that man's soul. Think about it in unions, right? And you don't even have to be married yet, right? But since it's talking about marriage, let's talk about marriage. But the principle is true no matter you're married or not. If you're focused on your significant other, your spouse, your husband, or your wife, if you only focus on them, and you don't allow any open doors or any plan B, C's, all the way through Z for you to fall back onto. If A don't work out, when you get married, you gotta be like they was in Troy. We're gonna burn the ships. That way we have no recourse. This has to work. If you don't go into it like that, listen. If you don't go into it like that, you will not even be able to see the different types of improvements and the opportunities to improve this union. You won't even be able to see it because I'm just waiting for you to do something, because if you don't do it to my liking, it's other people who will, right? And it's like, well, first of all, why are you even still here? But and it starts another whole fight. The love of improvement is not there. They can't see it. They don't have the love of improvement because they're still thinking about themselves and what you're gonna do for me, right? Listen. Hath not Jehovah said on earth, husband and wife shall be the model and key of my kingdom? As woman forsaketh father, mother, brother, and sister, and becometh one with her husband, so do they of the first resurrection forsake all the earth and the lowest heaven in order to become one with the kingdom of thy God. For save the mind and heart be one with my holy place, the love of improvement will also depart out of that man's soul. Isolation belongeth below the second resurrection, but unity is within it. He who hath disciplined himself to be honest in his own sight may be in error. He who striveth to do good on his own account may be in error as to an ultimate goal, and in all cases, man alone is weak. Yet no man can practice the highest whilst living with those who are inclined downward. In the second resurrection, the angels are relieved of individual responsibility, all matters being under the wisdom of the holy council, whose head is thy God. First on earth, monarchies, then republics, then fraternities, the latter of which is now in embryo and shall follow after both the others. Behold, how hard it is for an ignorant man to conceive of a state without a master, or for the people of a republic to understand a state without votes and majorities and a chief ruler. Excuse me. Yet such shall be the fraternities. Have they not resolved their colleges into teachers and pupils? By their superior knowledge do these heads receive their places, yet not as rulers, but teachers? Have they not have they not resolved jurisprudence so that testimony governs the rulings according to evidence adduced and the knowledge of the judge? So shall he decide, and not according to his own volition. Out of the wisdom of the college and the court shalt thou discover the rules of fraternity, and by relief by relieve watch or rotation in office, preserve the brotherhood against case and dictatorship, which a lot of countries, they still got a lot of dictatorships going on. And even some positions like the Supreme Court chairs, those are lifetime positions. Why? Why are they lifetime positions, right? Because they ultimately got dictatorship. If people don't like the ruling that they get from the federal courts, well, let's take it to the Supreme Court, right? And the Supreme Court judge is going to be there till they die. And sometimes they come from, you know, errors that have since been adjusted, and they haven't adjusted with time, right? There are some things that you should be solid on all the way through life, but other things are required to change, just like the body. We come into the earth with our gender, right? That's solid foundation. That's never going to change, right? According to the creator, it's never going to change. Even if you toy with it, when we cut you open, we're going to see that you was a woman when you was parading down here as a man. No, that's something that stays consistent, and you can't toy with that, right? But me being a woman or him being a man, other things will constantly change. Like my size from the womb to the tomb will change. It'll adjust. The body will get bigger, the body will get smaller, right? The hair color will change throughout the years. The length, the texture will change, right? My understanding will change, my knowledge, all of these things, the way I project myself, the way I speak, all of these things will develop and change, all the while the foundation remains the same, right? That'll never change. It's a constant forever and ever, right? So it's like that. And those Supreme Court judges don't seem to be adjusting in any which way, right? And I don't believe that they should be lifetime positions, because they can kind of, just like to say, they create dictatorships, right? And that's how you got that good old boys club going on, right? Even if they change, you still got the good old boys club behind the scenes, really calling the shots and pulling strings and stuff, right? Verse 15. Out of the wisdom of the college and the court shalt thou discover the rules of fraternity, and by relieve watch or rotation in office, preserve the brotherhood against caste and dictatorship. See to it then, in departing out of ooze, that thou take with thee only things that have proved good. The rest leave behind. Don't I say that all the time? I got matches if you run out. Verse 17. As Jehovah gave woman to man, and the twain became one in their aspiration. I never read, I promise y'all, I never read this, y'all. As Jehovah gave woman to man, and the twain became one in their aspiration, hope and labor, and especially with reference to their offspring, so shall the members of the fraternity be such as, having renounced all the world, can become one with another, and especially for raising up the young to become the Father's edifice on earth. As the husband is the representative head of the family, yet he shall not tyrannize over them, nor by his rulings make himself a separate entity from the rest. And we got a lot of that happening with some of our families, right? Not just our Hebrew brethren, right? But The church, sometimes they are tyrants over their wives, right? Woman, submit to me. Psst, in whose world? Right? Look, and then you got these fights, and then all this garbage going on in the church. Pastor Sheen, listen, first of all, what the pastor got to do with this? Are you not master and rule over your own house? Why are you asking another man to help you rule your house? Maybe your wife should be in charge. No, I'm just joking. Y'all get it though, right? Don't take that advice from me. Listen, I was joking. But they should work together, hand in hand, not one lording over the other. But as it comes to chain of command, um in that case, then the man leads, right? Being like first point of contact. It's a certain order, right? If you like the words in decency and in order, but not, like I said, tyrannizing. It should be a hand in hand working together, right? Okay. Just like the chain of command is my outer body, this makes first contact with anybody, and then you encounter my spirit, right? Okay. As the husband is the representative head of the family, yet he shall not tyrannize over them, nor by his rulings make himself a separate entity from the rest. Chapter 12, or chapter XII. The subtitle is God Discourseth on Love. Many will come to thee inquiring, how sayest thou of such as are married, having children of their own? Shall they so love the fraternity and the kingdom of Jehovah, that they shall set aside their filial love, assigning their children wholly to teachers day and night? Thou shalt answer them, Nay. In all the fullness of their love, let them manifest unto their little ones. And let this be a testimony unto those who have children, how hard it is for fondlings and orphan babes that have none to love or caress them, that such parents may add unto their household others also, showing no partiality. And this is the highest of all mortal attributes, to be impartial in love, right? We sing both. We sing families, even if they take in family members, not necessarily orphans that's not blood or whatever, but a lot of times in our culture, I mean, I've seen both. Like on my husband's side of the family, he has an aunt where her whole life she has her own children, um, but it's amazing to me how many children she takes into her home and rate. And it for the longest time, I was just like, man, Murder got a whole lot of kids, And I'm like, they you heard, and they be. I'm like, I see where you get it from, right? Talking to my husband, he's like, no, and that's what my husband told me. He said, they're adopted. I'm like, what? You'd never be able to tell. There was never any differentiation between her biological children and those that were adopted as babies, and some of them were adopted not as babies. They were like toddlers or adolescents, and even some of them a little bit older, and it's sad sometimes when you go to places, people looking for the babies. They don't want the older kids who are like 10, 11 and stuff like that, right? And sometimes they just kind of fall to the wayside, but not with her. They're all the same, and she'll have all of them. She would take all of them, right? But she took as much as she could. And as they get older and they're, growing up and they're self-sufficient and stuff, she go get some more. And the Father has blessed her beyond measure. And these children are loved so well that you never be able to tell that they are foster parents to them. It blows my mind every time I see it. And they love her just like they do their own mother. They would if she were their biological mother. Right. And it's just like, and when they get of the age and when they find out and they start inquiring, she's not one of those types, well, don't worry about that. No, she actually helps them. She walks with them. I'm like, you are one of a kind. There's no words for people like her. They're just beautiful inside and out, you know. Um, but yeah, I just thought about her while reading this. Listen, verse 2. Thou shalt answer them, Nay, in the fullness of their love, let them manifest unto their little ones, and let this be a testimony unto those who have children, how hard it is for fondlings and orphan babes that have none to love or caress them, that such parents may add unto their household others also, showing no partiality. And this is the highest. And this is the highest of all mortal attributes, to be impartial in love. And there's some people that don't do such a good job of that. They don't even do a good job of that with their own children. Their own children feel like outsiders and orphans. Like, oh, that's your real mom and daddy. Oh my God. That's not funny. It's not. Verse 3. Not to abridge love, but to extend it, godlike, embracing all people. So shall the members of the brotherhood labor with our God and his holy angels for the glory of Jehovah. That was a short chapter. That was it. That was the end of chapter 12. Look. I know, Tabitha. She said, we black folks been practicing shalom for years, not knowing it. Yo, look. Ancient watchman. Shalom, brother. Shalom. Hannah, shalom, sis. Okay, look. Okay, page 745. Ooh, y'all, look, it's Saturday too. I gotta share something. Like, this is my first time reading this. Okay, so look, this has nothing to do with the price of tea in China, but I just thought about this because of this whole love thing. I read it yesterday. So I told you I had never read through the Essene's Gospel of Peace, right? So I keep a copy upstairs, and so every time I get a moment where I'm not doing anything, I just pick it up and I'll read through it. And I got to the chapter where it was talking about the earth being our mother. Just kind of got into that a little bit, and I'm like, that is interesting. And it brings another whole light to the scripture that we mentioned yesterday, right? Honor thy father and mother that thy days may be long upon the earth. Remember that? Jeremiah, he said that. It was amazing. I didn't even realize I was going to read like a whole little paragraph on that, going into detail, but referring to why you should honor your mother that your days may be long on the earth. And it's not even talking about like me, like your physical mama, but it's talking about the earth being your mother, and how you honor her with the substance that she gives, that you put in your body, that your days may be long on the earth. Because if you violate her, you dishonor her, you dishonor your body, right? You dishonor the body she's given to you, and that the fruit that she bears for you to nurture you. If you dishonor her and forget all her wisdom, you die, right? And I'm like, that just blew my mind on so many levels. Honor your father and mother that your days may be long on the earth. We're returning to those principles and the commandments of our mother, i.e., cleansing our body, not violating other sentient beings, i.e., cows and stuff. We're not eating flesh and blood. We're eating fruits and veggies, cleansing our bodies. Our bodies are restoring. Our lives are being longer. I have got to read that to y'all if y'all have never read it. I'm gonna go get it when we done. It just, I'm mind blown at this, right? And I just remembered that while reading this little discourse on love. So I'm gonna read that to y'all. And it's one little chapter, but it's not that long. It's probably about 25 verses. But don't quote me. It could be less or it could be more. But it's really good. I promise you. It's gonna be time well spent. Okay. Next chapter, chapter 13. Or chapter XIII, of destroyers and of builders. One goeth about preaching against heavenly revelations and against the wisdom of Jehovah, and his daring speeches and good logic fall upon errors and blunders and written words, and he draweth the populace after the manner of a gladiator. I'm going to read this whole verse again. One goeth about preaching against heavenly revelations and against the wisdom of Jehovah, and his daring speeches and good logic fall upon errors and blunders in the written words, and he draweth the populace after the manner of a gladiator. Yet one such man that hath organized a brotherhood for doing good, the world hath not found. Another man goeth forth preaching and laudation of heavenly revelations and on the glory of Jehovah. The errors and inspiration he heedeth not, the good he treasureth. He may draw but few unto him, and his work may seem little. But in time to come, his work becometh mighty over all the world. He organizeth his people in love and fellowship. The latter is a builder on Jehovah's edifice. Here, put this on your lips, little girl.
What is that, Mommy?
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Go upstairs, look in the bathroom on that shelf, and get that book that's right on the top. The little book that's right on the top. Oh, Jake's going to get it. Okay. Yeah. I give him his too when he come back. Yeah. All right. Vitamins. Okay. Yet one such man that hath organized a brotherhood for doing good, the world hath not found. Another man goeth forth preaching and laudation of heavenly revelations and on the glory of Jehovah. The errors and inspiration he heedeth not, the good he treasureth. He may draw but few unto him, and his work may seem little. But in time to come, his work, yes, thank you. Okay, thank you. Here. Appreciate it. Those are yours. But in time to come, his work becometh mighty over all the world. He organizeth his people in love and fellowship. The latter is a builder on Jehovah's edifice. Let these two examples stand before thee. And when the speech of the vain man is directed against heavenly revelations, saying, this is not of God, this is not of Jehovah, or this is not of angels, know thou that that man is not a builder. But when a man saith all things are of Jehovah, either directly or indirectly, whatsoever is good in them is my delight. Know thou that man is a builder. Y'all want to go tell Jackson. Jackson didn't even know. I give it to him. Listen, little you. You want this? Then you got to get that. It's vitamins. They sour gummy vitamins. Yep, get that. Yep, drink that. You drink it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Then you can have the vitamins. Go ahead. Drink it all. Yeah, drink it all. There you go. See, you was throwing a fit with me, but now you want this. If you want this, you got it. Yep, thank you. Sit on the counter. Now, huh? Sometimes you gotta bribe them a little bit. Oh, you want this? Now you want this, right? Oh, now you want to eat? Then clean up. That's not harsh. Sometimes you got to give them a little incentive on why they need to clean their room. Are you ready to eat? Well, nobody eats till this gets done. Jeremiah, that at first Jeremiah didn't really understand. Mom, you ain't gonna tell them to clean up? Yeah, look, I'm busy. I'm trying to get this done. They're gonna get it cleaned up, and better not nobody go in my kitchen, right? Y'all ready to eat now? Did y'all get y'all rooms clean? Oh, well, then it doesn't happen till your rooms are clean like I like them clean. And then they go in there like good little angels and clean it up. Oh, now y'all know how to clean the room. You really know how to make a bed? You want to eat, don't you? Yes. I do that with the older kids, not with the younger, right? Because that might be child abuse with younger children because they don't really know how to clean up that good yet. Yes. Are you going to order coke for me and Jason? No, not right now. Maybe later. Look. Okay, y'all. Okay, go back to the loft. Where we at? 58 minutes? Okay. These two examples. Okay, verse 7, page 745, chapter 13. But when a man saith, all things are of Jehovah, either directly or indirectly, whatsoever is good in them is my delight. Know thou that that man is a builder. To strive continually to comprehend the right and to do it, this is excellent discipline. To be capable of judging the right and ever to practice it within a fraternity, this is godliness. Jackson. Shh. That's fine. He can't do much damage with vitamins, Jace. To be capable of judging the right and ever to practice it within a fraternity, this is godliness. In the day thou judgest thyself as with the eye of thy creator, thou art as one about to start on a long journey through a delightful country. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Look. Like, I really enjoy this journey of uncovering truth, right? And being able to have the courage to put away things that no longer serve me and what I currently believe, right? It's a beautiful journey. Look, in the day thou judgest thyself as with the eye of thy creator, and he gives us a lot of grace that our brethren and sisterin won't normally give us. Oh, well, you damn to hell then if you went in there and looked into that to see if magic is real. Stay away from it altogether. But I mean, I need to know. The creator's like, take a look. Now you judge for yourself. Look at the results of what's happened. Do you think there's a wise to indulge in that or not? Yeah, probably not. Yes, because I see how in the day thou judgest thyself as with the eye of thy creator, thou art as one about to start on a long journey through a delightful country. In the day thou hast rendered judgment against thyself for not practicing thy highest light, thou art as one departed from a coast of breakers toward mid ocean, like one turned from mortality toward Jehovah, like one turned from perishable things toward the ever eternal and almighty. And when thou hast joined with others in a fraternity to do these things, then thou hast begun the second resurrection. This is amazing. That was the end of that chapter. Chapter 14. Oh, this is the last chapter. Chapter 14, page 745, or chapter XIV for those who only have the Roman numerals. God discourseth on the authority of his own words. First, freedom unto all people on earth and to the angels of heaven to think and to speak whatever they will. Second, that since no man can acquire knowledge for another, but that each and all must acquire knowledge for themselves, thou shalt dispose of whatever is before thee in thine own way. Right? Take a look at it, son. Take a look at it, daughter. You choose. What do you think about this? Right? Remembering that one man seeth Jehovah in the sun. I'm sorry. That one man, I'm sorry. Remembering that one man seeth Jehovah in the leaves and flowers, in the mountains and skies, in the sun and stars, or heareth him in the wind and all corporal sounds. Yea, he knoweth his creator in the presence of everything under the sun, and he is happy. Another seeth not Jehovah, nor knoweth him. Nay, he denieth there is any all person in the universe. He is not happy. One man distinguisheth the harmony of sounds, and he is delighted. Another man cannot distinguish the harmony, and he findeth no delight therein. So of the words of thy God, one man can distinguish, and another cannot. The revelations of thy God portray the harmony and glory of Jehovah's creations and of the organic heavens of his holy angels. Whether thyself or thy brother or thy neighbor shall profess to reveal the words of thy God, it is well. Strive thou in this, that thou shalt improve thyself thereby. In the preservation of my words for thousands of years resteth the recognition of my authority. I call all people unto me and my kingdom. Happiness proclaim I as a result of right doing and good works. Whoever do these are one with me in the framing of words. To be one with Jehovah, this is godliness. To be one with thy God, the way is open to all men. To be organic for love and good works, this is like the fraternities in heaven. Whoever striveth for this hath my authority already. His words and time shall become one with me and my works. To improve thyself in these holy things is to discipline thyself to become a glory to thy Creator. Let any who will say, thus saith God, or thus saith Jehovah, or thus say I. Truth expounded shall never die. The discrepancy from truth is short lived. Improve thyself, O man, to be sincere in thyself and in all thou doest. And when thou hast attained this, thy words shall be with power. Remember thy Creator and seek to discover him in the best perfections, remembering that darkness knoweth him not, but light proclaimeth him forever. For on the foundation of an all person and believing in him lie the beginning and the way of everlasting resurrection. Without him, none have risen. These are the words and discipline. In such direction shapeth thy God the thoughts of millions. The twain are the authority vested in me, thine elder brother, by Jehovah Creator, ruler and dispenser worlds without end. Amen. And that, my beautiful people, is the end of the book of discipline. This is so good. I love it. Okay. We're at an hour and 5 minutes. Okay. Nazarene is sing shalom. Honor and humility. Shalom, Malachi. What's up, brother? Okay. All right, y'all. So let me put this right here. And I think, where we at? 46. Before I read this, okay, so tomorrow we start the appendix, Book of Knowledge, Book of Oranathan. Maybe I'll just leave it for tomorrow with the introduction. We'll just hop over here and read this that I was just telling y'all about. Yeah, I think I'll leave it all together. So 747, 768. We got 21 pages left. So we'll definitely be done with that over the next week. And then we'll be starting over. Remember, we're gonna go ahead and read the glossary and the index. Everybody got their copy. Just go through it, research what you need, read through it. The glossary is really good. I was originally going to read it, but we took a vote and everybody said just start over. We can read the glossary and index on our own. So majority rules here. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave this. I was going to read the introduction. Hold on. I was going to read the introduction, but I'm gonna leave it all together. We'll just start the new one. So technically, as of today, we're done with Oahspe, right? But since they call this the appendix, and a lot of time everybody's like, okay, the appendix is after the main everything of the book, but originally in the original place, this was a part. These next two portions, they were part of the original plates, the first printing that hasn't been printed. Everything that we got from the time Oahspe has been printed for the masses has started at the second edition. The first edition, the John Lant plates, is what's being held in New Mexico under supervision. We're gonna get them, right? And so we're gonna see what's in those. All right, so let me pause here. All right. So yesterday, I ordered this. I got this. They Sing Gospel of Peace, right? The complete 4 books in 1 volume, right? I always hear Malachi and I'm talking about, but I had never gotten a copy. I was like, I really do need to go ahead and add it to the list of stuff, right? Because I just need it, right? Look, so I got it, and the title on page 179 is The Earthly Mother, right? And it starts off with the scripture that we're familiar with in the New Testament, but it's just mother. And in the New Testament, it says, you find it in the Old and New when they repeat the commandments, right? Because it's a part of the 10 commandments, right? Honor thy father and mother that thy days may be long upon the earth. If I remember correctly, I think it's number 6. Right? But right here, the chapter is entitled, well, this section is entitled The Earthly Mother, right? And this one I said, when I read this, it just gave me a whole nother understanding. It just blew the scripture up in an expanded form on what a mother is as it relates to our flesh, how we treat it. And if we don't keep to our mother's commands, we die early, right? I.e. eating flesh and blood and stuff. Listen, y'all get it. Just pay attention. The earthly mother. Honor thy earthly mother, that thy days may be long upon the land. The earthly mother is in thee, and thou in her. She bore thee, she giveth thee life. It was she who gaveth thee thy body, and to her shalt thou one day give it back again. Y'all hear me saying all the time, when you turn your flesh back over, right? Listen. And to her shalt thou one day give it back again. Happy art thou when thou comest to know her and her kingdom. If thou receivest thy mother's angels, and if thou doest her laws, who doeth these things shall never see disease. For the power of our mother is above all. She hath rule over all the bodies of men and all living things. The blood which runs in us is born of the blood of our earthly mother. Her blood falls from the clouds, leaps up from the womb of the earth, babbles in the brooks of the mountains, flows wide in the rivers of the plains, sleeps in the lakes, rages mightily in the tempestuous seas. The air which we breathe is born of the breath of our earthly mother. Her breath is azure in the heights of the heavens, soars in the tops of the mountains, whispers in the leaves of the forest, billows over the cornfields, slumbers in the deep valleys, burns hot in the desert. The hardness of our bones is born of the bones of our earthly mother, of the rocks and of the stones. They stand naked to the heavens on the tops of the mountains. They are as giants that lie sleeping on the sides of the mountains, as idols set in the desert and are hidden in the deepness of the earth. The tenderness of our flesh is born of the flesh of our earthly mother, whose flesh waxeth yellow and red in the fruits of the trees, and nurtures us in the furrows of the fields. The light of our eyes, the hearing of our ears, both are born of the colors and sounds of our earthly mother, which enclose us about as the waves of the sea, a fish as the eddying air, a bird. Man is the son of the earthly mother, and from her did the Son of Man receive his whole body. Even as the body of the newborn babe is born of the womb of his mother, thou art one with the earthly mother. She is in thee, and thou in her. And of her wert thou born, in her dost thou live, and to her shalt thou return again. Keep therefore her laws, for none can live long, neither be happy, but he who honors his earthly mother and doeth her laws. For thy breath is her breath, thy blood her blood, thy bone her bone, thy flesh her flesh. Thy eyes and thy ears are her eyes and ears, our earthly mother. Always are we embraced by her. Always are we always are we surrounded by her beauty. Never can we part from her. Never can we know her depths. Ever doth she create new forms. That which now existed never was before. That which did exist returneth not again. In her kingdom, all is ever new and always old. In her midst do we live, yet we know her not. Continually doth she speak to us, yet never doth betray to us her secrets. Ever do we till her soil and harvest her crops, yet we have no power over her. Ever doth she build, ever doth she destroy, and her workplace is hidden from the eyes of men. That just blew my mind. And that's the end of it, y'all. That blew my mind yesterday when I read this, because as I was reading, I was just thinking about, first of all, me being a mother, and then thinking about our Father who gives us, like he gives us as seed into the womb of the earth, right? The earth being the womb of our mother, nurturing us. Think about women who've bore children, those who understand the birthing process, right? The same thing happens here. The Father, we come from the Father, right? He births the seed. Same thing. Whether we can see it, everything that the Father has done and is doing and forever will do, we can see it in an example somewhere around here on the earth, right? How we come in here, our spirits are given via seed form into the mother, right? The father gives the mother the seed, she carries the seed, nurtures the seed, and even after the seed is birthed, it's still attached to the mother while the mother nurses it. The mother teaches it. Same thing, right? Same thing. We come into the world, right? And our spirits are given a body, right? We're encapsulated in the womb, and then we come in the womb, and then we're nurtured here, right? We're nurtured here while our spirits are developing, our flesh is growing, we're learning about the Father, so that when we become of age, we can go out with our Father and learn more. Think about children, like, and I think about it even with the business and stuff. Raise up the children, teach them about the little business principles, add it into our work. We'll go to the office and stuff. So one day you can go out on a job site with your father and you can actually do this. You can begin to build this furniture just like he's building. The foundational principles lie here within the home. Same thing. On the earth, we learn all these principles. Earth is school for the spirits. I'm just like, y'all, when I say this blew my mind on so many levels yesterday, it blew my mind on so many levels yesterday. Yo, listen, I thought that was super exciting. And I just wanted to share it with you. But anyway, it's in here. They sing Gospel of Peace. And this is a complete 4 volumes in one, right? I got it from Amazon. Like I said, it's page 179. And I think I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it. Like if you ain't got it, so if y'all want to read it again, you'll be able to see it. And I think there's an I'm sure there's an electronic version. If it allowed me to, I'll copy it. And of course I give the reference where it comes from. But this was amazing to me, y'all. So there's a whole lot more wisdom that I look forward to reading in here, and the things that I can apply, I will apply. Right? This is just good. All right, y'all. So let's see. Any questions? Let me go back up. Where we at? We had an hour and 15 minutes. I feel like. I mean, because it's Saturday too. Anybody got questions? That's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna scroll all the way back up. Okay, go up here. Yeah, and I just reiterate. When we get done reading Oahspe in about a week in the morning, our time will shift from 7:15 to 6:15. And that's going to be our new permanent time. I know some people are just like coming on, like we just found your channel. We just getting acclimated to the 7:15 time, but we've been doing this for 4 years, right? And it's time for a shift. It's time for a change. So we're going up a little bit earlier, right? Early bird catches the worm. And you'll notice that when you seek the Father earlier, more wisdom is poured out. Everything is a lot more quiet. And I don't think we'll have as many interruptions. Not that the interruptions were bad, they're welcome because we can use them as teaching moments, right? But it will require me to get up a little bit early, right? Because my life is shifting, it's changing with our business and everything. And there are just some things that are required of me on this side as we get into like the government portions of what we're doing. And there's some things that meetings and stuff I have to be in earlier. So I have to adjust everything over here. So, but I told you, if y'all were here before summer kicked in, while spring was just coming in, I was letting everybody know then that possibly by the end of the summer, we're going to have to be adjusting our time and we're going to come on earlier. So I know I haven't mentioned it in a while, and I said possibly by the end of the summer, we're going to change. And I said definitely by the end of September. But September is past, and it's really about the end of October, right? So now the change has to take place. But I'm kind of juggling things right now, right? Since we're just about done with Oahspe, and I set the time that from day one where we start over, that will be the day that we come on at 6:15. So it'll be from 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So remember, if you can't make it, your time zone won't allow you. We're always recorded. If you can come in whenever, just come in whenever, but we're going to be here, y'all. Okay. I don't see any questions. I don't think. I'm just scrolling through. And everybody else that came in and hanging out in the background. Shalom. Happy Saturday, beautiful people. Let's see. I missed what you said, Tabitha, where you said that verse, proof right there why debating on Oahspe is not my thing. I'll forget where we was even at when you made that comment. Nazarene is saying, peace to all of the Pamela family. Peace to all of the Pamela family. What's funny is I have actually 2 of my friends, when they call me, they be like, what's up, Pamela? That's funny. Okay. Definitely, we're going over the scene literature in Oahspe today. I'm gonna be tuned in. Even if y'all don't see me comment, I be there listening. Because my background I be trying to juggle multiple things. Yeah, definitely. What time? 9. Well, oh shoot, we better go ahead and end this. Okay. Mother is breathing better and resting. Bless Yah Tikva. Okay. Come through, creator. Okay. All right. That's it. Oh, hold on. I missed the question. Hold on. This thing popping up and now. Wait. Elijah. We'll go back to the question. You just asked the question. Where did it go?
Right here.
You asked if we could read something. Hold on, y'all. The screen jump. I gotta find your comment again. Back up, son. Wait. Even the books of remembrance of Aki, Enoch, grandmother speak about how to live. They do. I have those. Y'all should have been here when I was talking about the books of remembrance of our grandmothers. I fell in love with that. It is amazing from beginning to the end. No, that's my baby. Don't drink that. It is amazing. That book blew my mind. I'm like, you know what? Why didn't even we have this? But yeah, that's good. The book of remembrance of Enoch, that was good. Aki, I haven't gotten through, or Achi, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but Achee. I haven't gotten through all of that one yet. Yeah. Speaks about how to live and act in the community and live and speak to the holy watchers. Yeah, if y'all don't have those, if you can get them, you should add them to your list, right? Okay. Read the esteemed teacher of righteousness. That's right before book 3. Let me write that down. And we're gonna end this because we want to be on yours too, Malachi. Teacher of righteousness. Okay. Oh, there's a question. Could we read the Oahspe Apocrypha after we're done reading the Oahspe Big Blue? I gotta get that. Where is it at? I might wait. Do I have it? What is in the Oahspe Apocrypha? Let me know. Put it in the comment section. If there is a link, I'm gonna go looking for it. I'll look at it and we'll see. Apocrypha. We'll see. Because, we might before, I don't know. We'll see. What's the next live you joining, Dana? Malachi Maccabee, honor and humility. Malachi, leave the link in the comment section. Well, I'll post it. If you already got the link, if it's already prepared, leave the link so people can join. But I'll post it too. I'll post it under here and I'll post it in the community section. Okay. All right. Yeah. Shalom, blue skies, or shalom. Okay. No questions. Made it clear. You're welcome. Okay. Did I get permission from Susan to read her book to us? I will be sending her her email today, right? I know from time to time she will watch, right? Because she liked a couple of videos. She might be here. Miss Susan B, if you're here, can I have permission to read the Spirit Field Guidebook? I'm going to be sending that email today. Y'all, I be having so much stuff going on, I be forgetting. So I'm going to do it. Email Susan. I'm going to do it right when we get off here. Email Susan now. Okay. Yes, baby. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, y'all. That's it. Y'all. All right, so we out of here. I will see y'all tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:30. Wait, hold on. Father, we thank you that you are the fruition of all things good, right? So that's it. I see y'all back here tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace. Tune in to Malachi channel. Honor and humility. Oh my gosh, everybody got to be in the screen now. Go ahead. You got to end that. Dana, I'll make sure you got the link. Peace. What's that? Yep, press end. Peace. All right, you got to end.